Hi Manesh.
Hi.
Welcome to the Fairly Current Show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Your Grandfather's Road.
Right. Okay. So, Your Grandfather's Road is a project that we recently launched. It's a crowdsourcing movie project. So we're trying to make a movie with the people via a website online.
Almost sounds like a government project.
Really?
With the people. No. What do you mean by crowdsourcing?
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to ask ourselves, why is one writer's story more important than yours, more important than your neighbors, or more important than other people that you know? And so what we're trying to tap into is the stories of the people, right? So we're putting a post up a day around a particular topic or theme, and we're hoping that people will contribute their stories around that theme.
Respond to.
Yeah, and in response to whatever theme or idea that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And by people, of course, you mean Malaysians, and by Malaysians, you're referring to the Malaysian experience.
Correct. And I mean, there's no such thing as the Malaysian experience, as the Malaysian experiences, and so we're really looking for all sorts of stories from all sorts of people from all sorts of backgrounds.
Why is this this aspect so important to what is the project really about?
Well, why is this aspect so important is because a few years ago I wrote the script called Your Grandfather's Road, and it was this it took me 8 drafts to get to the end. And it was this kind of really snappy, really good piece actually. But I walked into the LRT one day. It was a full LRT, and I suddenly had this kind of revelation fall on me that actually nobody in this LRT would enjoy my movie. And it was just kind of something I really had to come to terms with. And I just felt that, look, to kind of really connect with people, You've got to really get to know people, and one way of getting to know people is via a project like this.
And does it mean that you're not sure about your own ability to tell a story, that you seek other people's?
It's not about whether I'm sure or unsure about my own ability. I mean, I've done lots of work before, and I think for me, I've got a genuine, strong interest in the stories of other people. For about a year now, I've put up this blog called Good People We Meet. And, I talk about the everyday heroes that I come across with in life. And there are a lot of those out there, people who stand up to injustices in the home, people who triumph through, quite extraordinary challenges. I mean, I just met a guy last year, and this guy, went through some form of domestic abuse, right? And he decided that he was going to make a film about domestic abuse, and he got his father to act in it. To confront your father in that way is a big challenge. And so there are a lot of these little stories about people all around Malaysia that never get told, and that really interest me. So I think this project is born out of interest in other people.
So what will happen at the end? So you will collate all of these stories through this crowdsourcing method, and
so I mean, what we're trying to do is we're trying to rethink about the traditional roles of filmmaking. Now, in the traditional roles of filmmaking, you've got one writer, one director, one cinematographer who sit down and decide on their own what to do. But what we are trying to do is look at all these stories and curate them to try to discover the unity or overlapping trends that exist within these stories. And with a team of scriptwriters, we're trying to lift these stories into a multi-plot narrative. So something like Crash, or Pulp Fiction, or Magnolia, or Love Actually, where you've got multiple characters and multiple heroes, and it's all arranged around a particular theme. And so we're trying to create this movie and then give it back to the public and say, pre-produce this with us. Tell us where we should shoot this. Send us pictures of locations. If you're a fashion designer, send us. Tell us what you think this character would wear in the scene,
right.
Or put your audition videos online, or put your music.
That open up the process to like a lot of chaos if you just hear cacophonous, like everyone saying, oh, it should be like this or it should be like that.
I mean, potentially. I mean, it could end up being a really chaotic thing. It's never really been done before, to our knowledge, and so it's a bit of an experiment on our end. But I don't think that'll happen, lah. Yeah.
And where do you hope something like this will go? Not just in terms of the field of filmmaking, but obviously it is it's non-partisan, but it's very political.
Well, I think we're trying not to shy away from certain issues, but we're trying not to we're trying not to politicize this lah. We're not trying to run away from certain issues. We're trying to deal with it, but in a non-political way.
Yeah, but I don't mean carry a political issue.
Yeah.
But rather the means of doing it is quite political.
How so?
Like, for example, you mentioned traditional roles and modes of filmmaking is very singular. You
Yeah.
have one producer, one filmmaker.
Yeah, it's very
one
undemocratic.
author. Yeah. Whereas what you're trying to do is democratize that
Yeah.
process. So would you not consider that as it is a political act?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that we're trying to kind of engage the people and kind of listen to the people and to kind of mirror society in a certain way. Then yes, yeah.
What do you think then this could say about Malaysian society?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a discovery process for us as well. We don't know what it's going to really say about Malaysian society, and that's kind of what's interesting and what's kind of keeping us in it as well. It's going to be a big surprise for us. Yeah.
Okay. And when can people expect?
Well,
I hear that it's linked to the World Cup.
It will kind of. I mean,
Well, not literally linked, but
we're currently sourcing script ideas, story ideas. So we're asking people about characters and stories and events that happen to them that have dramatic value. And this will end sometime. Thank you.
this will end sometime.
This will end. This will end sometime in.
I'm crowdsourcing. I'm giving you a.
Thank
play
you.
with
Thank
it,
you.
yeah.
We'll
This
use
will
it.
end
We'll use it
sometime
in the film sometime. We're hoping this brainstorming of ideas will end sometime at the end of February, and then we begin our script writing process, and then we open it up to pre-production, as I mentioned to you earlier, and we're hoping to shoot before the World Cup.
All right. So hopefully by then we would have. Oh, around then maybe we might have a movie, Your Grandfather's Road.
Perhaps closer to the end of the year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Hey,
show.
no worries. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
This is Your Grandfather's TV show, is it? Huh?